Okay, so it was a night of this. Back to the city today. We're sending out 3 brace unders. So instead of talking about this thing, it's another field trip. All right, let's get to the city. Okay, quick pit stop for some PT on the old leg and back onto the city. Here at the manufacturer, round 2. Time is money. Seconds here are worth $100 bills. $15 seconds, or $1,500.
Let's welcome Kaya, guys.
All right, cool. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. Again, if you guys have any questions about ChicagoInno, feel free to reach out to me after this fireside chat. We want to know about anything and everything happening in the Chicago tech world. So really excited to be here and super excited to talk everything entrepreneurship with you, Kaya. So to start off with, as Jasmine mentioned, you have a ton of businesses. So that ranges from BusyBox.
So BusyBox, the company that I pitched on Sharktank, was my first venture. But I was asked this question a few times, and I was asking my parents, like, was I like trying to sell things as a kid? And they were like, absolutely yes. And I didn't remember this kind of stuff until they jogged my memory, but I would always bargain for things. So whenever I wanted like ice cream from them, I'd take my mom's diamond ring from her finger and I'd tell them like, I have this amazing way to clean your diamond ring. And I'd go into the bathroom and take my mom's toothbrush and toothpaste and basically scrub her diamond ring until it became really, really shiny. Like, pro tip, toothpaste really brings a dazzle and diamond rings. So that was, I guess, like my first business as I was a little kid, and I can remember like everything in my life being a transaction. And I never wanted to feel guilty for getting anything, so I always wanted to give something in return. And that's what kind of led me to doing the first business, technically, which was BusyBox on Shark Tank.
So yeah, speaking of BusyBox, that was a pretty wildly successful first venture. So you pitched it on Shark Tank, and it did receive investment. And so I was curious, we love Shark Tank in the startup world. We love to talk about it, but we don't often talk about what happens after Shark Tank. So could you tell us a little bit about how Shark Tank impacted your startup?
Just the craziest experience for me, and the reason was probably being that I was catching up with my product development rather than having a company for 2 years and then going and pitching on Shark Tank and then getting investment to further the success of that company. I had nothing. I had a prototype when I went on Shark Tank, and I got an investment luckily, but that's only because my investor liked me as a person, as an entrepreneur. So I have a little bit of a unique experience on the show. But I will say that the application process involved like 300 pages of paper and like handwritten applications. But the most important thing was definitely, now that I look back at it and now that I talk to the producers, I was chosen because of my personality and not because of my product. And I think often people don't realize that the producers actually put you on the show, right? Like not the investors. The investors have no idea what your business is when you walk in. So, and I think in any competition or anything you're pitching, I think people and investors understand that your first, maybe your second, maybe your third venture may not be successful, but if you're really, if you have a strong heart and a strong will to succeed, then you yourself is what they're investing in. And that's funny because it's like that's a common thread that I find amongst everyone that I pitch to. I just pitched on this other TV show that's going to air this fall, and it was so funny. They said the same thing Lori said when she partnered with me. She said on Shark Tank, she said, "I want you. Like your company, I don't know whether or not it's going to succeed further than what you've already built it to, but I want you." So definitely focus on developing yourself first, and the business will ensue. Right. So after Shark Tank, it's just absolutely crazy. Like I probably got 300 to 400,000 hits on my site when it aired, and like 20,000 orders. It was absolutely madness. And we actually, all of us who aired on Shark Tank, have a Facebook group, like a private Facebook group of and we all just share our experiences with our investors if we have them. If we don't have investors, they talk about their experience. And the mutual understanding is, we kind of got spoiled with that exposure to like 11 to 12 million people and that massive influx of sales. And now every single person on Shark Tank is working to keep up with that demand. And then once we meet that demand, we're trying to figure out how to sustain that momentum. Because, like I said, we're spoiled, and like no one gets that kind of exposure and no one gets that kind of demand when they first start. So it's kind of like a reverse process. And so when I post Shark Tank, I was kind of like in this euphoric period, and then it was pretty much downhill from there, to be completely honest, right? So like I got a massive amount of sales, developed all this product, brought it overseas from China. Then all of a sudden I was like, oh shit, I don't have any customers anymore, right? Like now I'm working to try to match that. But what really stuck out to me was that Shark Tank effect, is what I call it, of that explosion of sales. So what I've done with, I wouldn't say that I have like a whole bunch of different companies. I have an umbrella company with a whole bunch of different lifestyle products under my brand. And I've basically been able to replicate that Shark Tank effect with my different way, which is partnering with celebrities for my products. So like that Woolies brand that you kind of mentioned, I actually partner with Derek Brooks, or I'll partner with Steve Harvey. I'll partner with people, develop product, they'll put it out to their fans, it'll explode all of a sudden, and then we'll start over again with something else. And like something going so fast because someone influential is supporting it. So then I happened to meet Derek one day because it happened, and I basically told him, I was like, listen, like, I have this business and I was like, I want to pitch it to you, I want to show it to you, I want to partner with you, but I'm going to tell you once, I want one opportunity with you, and if you hate it, I'll never talk about it again. But if you love it, let's do something together. So I told him, I was like, hey, I have this product, like, let's put PJ's face on it, his son, because his son's face went viral. And he was like, yeah, it's dope, like, this will probably work. So he ended up like wearing one of the products after in the post game of like some basketball game last year, and it like went crazy. And to this day, we're developing this brand with PJ's face on it. That's like really exciting. Even though he went to the Knicks, we're still family. We're doing Knicks stuff, so it's pretty cool. So we'll sell it together, and then my marketing budget will be the revenue share that I split with whatever celebrity I partner with. So actually, unfortunately, yes, like Derek went to the Knicks, but we've rebranded our entire campaign, our apparel brand, and we've started a campaign called I Matter. And it's in lieu of the recent tragedies that have happened across the country, the ridiculous killings that have happened, and we basically are making shirts that say I Matter with PJ's little face as a little period, and we are, I think he's going to wear them to the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards, and we're donating the majority of the proceeds to the victims of these tragedies. Making money is one thing, like it's great, but you can only, you can have so much money, and if you're not making an impact and paying it forward, I think that's a shame. So we're really using the opportunity to make a difference in the world, and like these people are role models. Like people look up to Derek, and people look up to PJ, and people look up to people in the spotlight, and they really expect that they serve as a role model for other people, and I think it's really powerful. And I actually make it a point to, like, every single product that I put out has to have some sort of charitable component, whether it's donating back to the Black Lives Matter movement with the Bullies brand, or I do a lot with future founders or whatever it is, but I think that's super important from the jump. Embrace that, and we were like, let's figure out how to move forward and how to get this situated. So, just taking it one step at a time. I probably have like hundreds of orders still that I need to process, tomorrow. But like that's exciting to me, and that's where that kind of came from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and challenges of actually truly going full-time, diving headfirst into entrepreneurship.
Yeah, I was pretty naive when I started, so I didn't really think of it as kind of a challenge. Then I was like, oh shit, like how do I like deal with all of these customers, and a lot of times I made mistakes of paying way more than I should have for certain things, and that's just all part of the process. There have been times where I had like less in the bank account that I was supposed to, and I was about to like shut the lights off, and I'm like, all right, it's over. But I think I was just talking about this. I was giving a talk at Northwestern this morning, and we were talking about like the commonality that we all have, entrepreneurs all have, and I think it's just like this lunacy, this crazy mentality that we're gonna get whatever we want done by any way possible. So there have been so many times where I'm like packaging orders at midnight and like doing every little thing from driving, miles and miles to get stuff done or get stuff made. Sometimes even I'll lose money on orders, but fulfilling it is the most important part, because you got to maintain the customer. And also having like faith in yourself and faith in the business, because I think like we're saturated with, there's just so many businesses out there. Like I'm not even gonna lie, like with anybody's business, you can name 10 other companies in Chicago that do the same thing. But the reason why yours succeeds over someone else's is because of your tenacity and your faith in your business. And that's kind of what keeps your customers loyal to you as well. So, like, it's just what it is, it's the tenacity.